Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick video today and talk about formula nodes in LabVIEW. So if you haven't seen these before, if you go to structures, your formula node is right here. You can go draw it the size you want. You can always resize it later. But basically what these are is a way that you can create textual calculations and logic. So you're able to, go into here and type and actually define the behavior of your formula node. Now, you're also able to wire LabVIEW wires in and out of it. So for example, I can go right here on the left side, and I don't have to be on the left side, but I'm going to just click add input, and it's going to put it right where my cursor was. So I'm just going to call this one X, and I'm going to create another one and call this one Y. And then you can see I'm able to then wire, controls, constants. I could have, these numbers could be coming from anywhere. They could be coming from a DAC. They could be coming from a instrument of some sort, from a file, wherever, right? And then likewise with the inputs, I can also create outputs. So I can say I want to create an output. Let's call it sum. And now in this box, I can actually create logic that will define what it's going to do in here, right? So I can use basic math functions, think, plus, minus, subtract, divide. One thing I also wanted to show, you can do line numbers. So if you want to see the actual lines, you can also add a scroll bar. But then in here, right, I can just type something. Let's say, sum is equal to X plus Y. And if you notice, this is broken. You will have to add a semicolon, and then it will work. So then I can do something, right, like say, 5 plus 2. I can run my code, and I get 7 like I would expect. So you can use it for simple use cases like that. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the line numbers. Just wanted to show you that it's there just because I feel like it should be highlighted a little better to show it's different than the text you've typed. And then this also supports a whole bunch of different math functions, right? So I could do something like, the sine of y and run that. So I can do things like sine, cosine, log, natural log, common math constants like pi are supported, where I can just type pi and I don't have to actually define that. So yeah, that's one example. Now let's look at how we can also add some conditional logic in here. So we can also do things like if statements. So I'm going to do if x is greater than y. Let's do let's change this guy. We're not going to do just a straight up add anymore. Let's just call it result. So if x is greater than y, I want result to be equal to x times 2 plus y. And if not, so our else, so we're just doing a simple if else statement. I want result to be equal to 3 times x. And then 2 carets there, rather than a multiply, is going to be your exponent plus y. So, the equation here, totally arbitrary, just showing, right? I can do a simple check. So if x is greater than y, we are going to use this equation. And if y is greater than x, we will use that equation. So you can build in simple logic like that. And it can be much more complex as well if you want it to be. So yeah, there's another use case. And then I just wanted to show one last thing you can do here. So you also can create variables inside of your text-based section of your code. So I can define the type of the variable. So I'm just going to call this variable A. So I'm creating a variable called A that is type float. And I'm going to create a variable B as well. I can assign a value to that variable. Something like that. And then I can also use those variables in whatever else I'm doing, right? So if I maybe have some constants that I want to use in a equation of some sort, don't want to have to wire those in, I can do that. So now I could do something like result is equal to A plus B times X. And I can run that, and there you go. So really kind of nifty, especially because if you get into pretty complex mathematical algorithms in LabVIEW, they can get a little hairy. Just as you have, a whole bunch of wires going all over, it can become kind of hard to follow. So for really complex calculations, sometimes this can be a little clearer. Yeah, and if you're familiar with text-based programming, you might be more comfortable writing calculations and computations like this as opposed to through wires. Now, basically anything you can do here, obviously you can do in just pure LabVIEW without the formula node. I think it really comes down to a lot of personal preference there. But so yeah, that's going to be how you can use the formula node in LabVIEW. Thanks for watching.
Canon Controls is your gateway to mastering LabVIEW. Dive into programming for data acquisition, industrial communications, and manufacturing automation. Explore how to enhance your projects with cybersecurity best practices. Join the journey to elevate your skills and secure your systems with every episode.